So there went something went wrong with the previous live streams. Let's see how long it, because I'm trying something new, which is using my Motorola earbuds, and I increased the image quality, but probably seems to conflict with my earbuds. But I'm trying. We always keep on trying. The thing is, it seems to work. I started with the fact that it's now very busy here. Oh, people are leaving, but there are still a few people. Probably a new swarm of people will come. The thing is, now I'm using the earbuds, which means I don't have to hold the camera constantly as close as possible to my face, because obviously on the live stream people popping in and out. The thing is, when I do the live stream with the Android phone, then it's in portrait mode, and then my earbuds are connected, so you got more views pops up between the YouTube shorts. But now with the GoPro, it's in horizontal mode, and it doesn't pop up between the short feed. Anyway, totally irrelevant information. The thing is, let's get to the point. See, like always, and there's still a guy busy on the other side. Not really, but this is the thing. I already did my daily regime, and I started the previous live stream with the one that got disconnected constantly. I'm gonna put down the camera for now, and then I do my exercises over here. The thing is, I already did my daily regime, which means 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 4 times, 3 times, 2 times, 1 time, and that is the deep dips plus knee raises, pull-ups plus knee raises, and knee raises hanging and or uh, on the parallel bars with my arms bended over. Just check over here the playlist calisthenics thing. Not only this, if you look at my calisthenics playlist, I'm 47. The thing is, and I'm showing people how to get pretty much in shape as a 47-year-old freaking fart. That means we don't swing around like wild baboons. We just do things 365 days a year, and that is simply to build character. The thing is, I am optimizing people, their lives and their businesses and communication skills and that kind of stuff. When we're not getting into this, the thing is, I need to be ahead of my game. The thing is, why am I training over here now? Because I want to do a little bit of live stream, but also talk in the meantime. But the calisthenic spots are now very busy. The thing is, let's do a few of these. And over here, we pretty much together, you and me, you and me. Just relax. There are people passing by. I don't know if you can hear me. The thing is, let's see. Ooh, there are no people at the moment. Like I said, oh yeah, there is a person. The thing is, normally I speak about claim your freedom, but when it's so busy, and I always think about it's better that a lot of people still go to their job. Go to your job and try to fit in as good as possible. Because if everybody would work from the phone like I do, then I have to get a job just to escape the crowd. Right? The thing is, I also know that not everybody is willing to put in the work for a few hours a day. In the beginning, it's better to keep on scrolling and watch television. And the thing is, I never promote anything. I'm just mentioning things. And not only this, I'm giving everything away for free. And in the meantime, I'm going to talk a little bit over here. Are we still live streaming? Ooh, the person leaves. But now anyway, I'm focused to do a little bit the end thing over here. Now I'm gonna put my legs over there and I'm gonna work a little bit on my last reps. I got a little bit, let's say, restless energy leftovers. I skipped today. Every day I'm doing tons of forward lunges, backward lunges, step up things. Today I going to avoid a little bit my legs because tomorrow I'm going to do a run again. 1 day off, 1 day run, 1 day off, 1 day run. That's how it works. But tomorrow a little bit extra. Sunday, tomorrow it's Sunday. It's always a great day to do Sunday slaughter day, which always means around few calisthenics spots. Wait a minute. So, feels good. And I reduced the amount of kilometers actually, to be very honest, because I want to bulk up a little bit, and so I can make some of those classic posing pictures, not the ones that I'm in the mirror like a woman, like those guys who are going to the gym. No disrespect, but you always need to polarize the audiences, right? The thing is, now that it's beautiful weather, it's all nice that people pop up like mushrooms in autumn. But you know what? I'm gonna say this again to polarize the audiences, and I never disrespect anybody, but I like to tickle that those few souls on the planet who like to do more than the average person. But not only this, not only for self gain, also to provide more value to the planet. And most people, and let's say over here, you got the 9 to 5ers, they pretty and looking out for themselves. Then you got the quote unquote rich people who only chasing money. Then you got the wealthy people, you know, who like time, to free up time and to provide value to the people. And then you got the people who are like me, who control their own time and pretty much every element in their life, besides, of course, the the life itself. That's the only thing that we don't control. And of course, other people, their behavior. But I'm obsessed with communication, so I can steer pretty much a lot of different kind of people in society and not manipulate like those people who read everything from the script and then try to lure you in some kind of bullshit scheme. Because most people are really pushing out products and services that I think, whoa, that is very creepy. And I think if you're very good at something, you're so good at it that you live a life of freedom, you should give it away for free. And of course, people who buy the extra million make those extra millions based upon mot temporary motivation and hyped up strategies that are loopholes. I am providing evergreen strategies that can be executed by a 12-year-old. So yeah, I'm not bragging over here. The thing is, it's true because I personally have a background. I start selling, knocking on a door to clean people their bicycles. Now I'm 47, and like I said yesterday in yesterday's live stream, I showed people the McDonald's where I was sitting when I was 30, when I lost everything, and I went over there, sitting over there, drinking the whole day one coffee. And there were also other places the gas station over here on the right, on the Bulgaria Boulevard. I sat down on many places. And also there's one restaurant over here. Sometimes I go still over there. I'm always thankful to the guy who let me sit over there drinking maybe 2 beers and that's it. Anyway, I had to figure it out those days. So the only reason that I'm saying this, it's simply that I know people who don't know anything about the internet. I walked your uh, line. Just a sec. Let's push out the view. So feels good. Now I'm just pushing out the last things. Like I said, I already did my daily regime. People are actually disappearing over there. But this is the thing. When I would go over there now, I don't want to constantly look around. There's people coming up, you know. Not very relaxed. But maybe we can walk together over there. Keep my bag over here. And then I can quickly sneak away when people pop up. Surprisingly quiet. It's also another thing, eh? Think about what I'm saying. It's always in the most respectful way possible. But if you want more from life, do a little bit more than the average person. Otherwise, if you do the same like other people and hang around in the same circles as other people, then don't expect anything different. And now that had the first round of people going back home and relax. Wait a minute. The thing is, that is a good feeling. And the young people, they're out of energy. And it tells me that we're on a good path. But anyway, like I always say, I'm never saying anything to brag or whatever. People who know me, I'm far away from in the bragging or whatever kind of business. And the thing is, just what I'm trying to do as a 47-year-old fart, just to motivate people a little bit. Push yourself a little bit out of your comfort circle. If you think that you're gassing out a little bit at 10 or 15 kilometers, go for the 25. If all your so-called friends do 15 kilometers runs every single day, you do 17 or 16, just a little bit more, because you don't want to be part of a herd. At least if you want to have more in life. And this is not about having more, owning more, just to provide more value. And like I always say, engage a little bit more with the world. Make the world around you, the circle that you live in, make them feel a little bit better by giving compliments for free without setting any expectations. And you will live a way much more fulfilled life. And that sounds like the total hippie bullshit. I understand. But you can figure it out by yourself. And for this you need a little bit more energy. And that's why I'm showing you the way how to do this. And not that I'm on a plane to Turkey for extremely white teeth and pumping myself up with testosterone. I'm showing how to do everything from the phone and everything with discipline, and the rest will come. And maybe when you are 47, you also have all of a sudden girlfriends half your age. And this is not to brag, this is simply, again, I do what most men actually do want. Or most people. It's also the other way around. And it's not that I'm always dating women who are half my age. That's also not true. The oldest one was this year or last year, because it's only February now. She was 38. So, an oldie. Just kidding. Anyway, but she was 38. And like always, I never disrespect anybody. I'm actually with all my exes on a good foot, never crying our eyes out about anything. And if we bump into each other, we still do sometimes a coffee. You know, we're not in a hating game. Negativity is not my kind of my cup of tea, what they would say in England, right? Okay, so let's do a couple of pull-ups. Let's see what I still have in me. Like I said, I already did the daily routine. One time, two times, three times, four times, five times, four times, three times, two times, one time, 365 days a year. Deep dips plus knee raises, chest pull-ups plus knee raises, and always the knee raises on the parallel bars or on the pull-up bars. Let's do over here. These pull-up bars or these dip bars are not the best ones, but I'm gonna show it to you because maybe you watch this for the first. But also these dip bars, are not very high. So, but these are usually the knee raises on the parallel bars. But it's also not bad to do it on lower dip bars. And I always like to spread my feet on the bottom for that extra side shapes up your behind, in case you think, why is he doing this? I like to optimize every single rep that I'm doing. Let me show you very quickly the pull-up plus knee raise, and you can do the normal. Let's do first a normal people pull-up. They always try to swing a little bit as quick as possible the chin over the bar. Let's see, do we see it like this? Let's do it. Now I do a normal people pull-up. Normal grip, and then up, and they swing very quickly, and that's it. And then try to do as many as they can. What I always say, do one perfect, and then the next day again, one perfect. You have nothing to prove to anybody, but also when you push out or pull out as many as you can, you also look like a clown. So let me show you how I do my, and I'm also, again, I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just showing you a way that gives you a little bit more return on your efforts. So you got a lot of people, we all know those people, they say, yeah, but I'm doing those HIIT trainings and I don't want to build muscle. Now trust me, those people, they simply don't know how to build any muscle. And the thing is, do I all know it? No. But I'm also not in the counting calories and all that kind of normal people bullshit. I'm showing you how to live a life. And in the meantime, have a better physique than the majority of people who doing all the counting and weighing all the proteins. You want to live a life to the fullest. You don't want to become anybody's slave, and you don't want to become dependent on third-party goods. Like you need this specific protein, you need this kind of pre-workout BS. Because if you live a life of freedom the way I do, then you don't want to walk around with all cans of bullshit, invest all kind of money in it, and in the meantime you look like a slob. Oh, that sounds so disrespectful. No, I'm just trying to tickle those few souls on the planet that actually want to do everything from their phone, not to be labeled as a digital nomad, don't want to have this 9 to 5 slavery thing that you have to ask your master, can I please go for 2 weeks with my spouse that I'm already so fed up with, but can I go with my spouse to make pictures in a country as far away as possible from this mind-numbing slavery job, and then make pictures over there and put them on social media so my whole family can see that I escaped for 2 weeks. But they're also going to be very happy that you're back in the same regime. Anyway, let's do a chest pull-up plus knee raise. So, and like I'm always doing the 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and then backwards for every single day. But I'm going to show you how to do one, quote unquote, correctly, but what I think it is giving you a good return on your effort of going up and down. That's the whole thought behind it. So if you're anyway doing it, let's do it all the way. Or at just a normal grip. We're not overcomplicating things. Up, chest full up, and a knee raise. And then just hang out. And if you, let's do another one for the people, or if you missed it. Up, okay. Knee raise. Every time those abdominals. Wait a minute. And then we do the sides. Why not? And a normal knee raise. But I'm not going to do today on the live stream another daily regime, because I did this I think a few days ago, and normal people, they very quickly bored. No, this doesn't sound good or looks good or it looks like work, then swipe away. People don't like to think outside the box. The majority of people, you know. I'm just showing people a way, multiple strategies or work structures, how to do things from the phone. Can be done by a 12-year-old. I had for a few years ago, I'm going to tell you this one. In the meantime, I'm going to do a few of those step-up things. A few years ago, I had one. It was actually the son of one of my business partners. He started doing one strategy. His son was, I think, 13, and he already did more in one morning than most people would do in 1 week financially. Anyway, we're not gonna get into this one. 3, 4, 5. The other leg. Everything relaxed. We're not in a hurry. So today, legs pretty easy, because normally, let's say when it's about my legs, let's say every 3 weeks, I take 1 day very easy with my legs. But yeah, tomorrow is gonna be Sunday slaughter day, which means 15-kilometer run, around 4 calisthenics spots. So yeah, and then Sunday is for me always a reset day. You know, then I wake up on Mondays totally sore, and then simply again and again and again until the day I die. The weather is actually fantastic, huh? Maybe we should take a little looky without putting people their faces on camera. And in the meantime, I'm walking around with these. These were was in the leva time. I'm in Bulgaria. Now you can pay with euro over here. And the thing is, I bought these in the leva time. I think these were the push-up handles. I think they were I don't know, 12 euros? No, they were even less. And you can, I think, they're portable. And you can train everywhere. But the thing is, see, a lot of people train regular, not daily, regular, and still pretty much totally out of balance when you look at their physique. The thing is, I'm never disrespecting anybody, but if I show you the way, why don't you try it? Sometimes I think, you know, why not? Instead of 15 minutes of mindless scrolling and liking other people their pizzas, just work a little bit on yourself. Look, beautiful spot, right? Concrete, steel, beautiful. So let's put one over here. And we do again. I really also love this exercise. The pike push up with normal push up, and then with the knees on the side. You train your old body, my old body. Haha. Come on, easy work. Up, 1, 2, and up again. Easy work. 1, 2, up again. Up again. Okay. For a couple of days ago, I bumped into one of those live streams that people do pretty much non-stop exercises, and still the majority of those people are pretty much out of shape. And then I think, where is the purpose of this whole thing? But this is the thing about making videos, and I'm not chasing that one thing to make things look more glorious and shiny as that they are. Over here you can see I'm over here in the Rakovsky Stadium 17 years ago, the first time. And this is where I built a lot of times my character. And the rest is collateral damage in the most positive way possible. So I'm actually at the end of my so-called Latin. It's actually a Dutch saying. I don't know if it even exists in English. We would say something like, ben aan het einde van mijn Latijn. So it means pretty much, I'm empty. But a lot of sayings, if you really translate them in English from Dutch, sounds pretty ridiculous. Once I was sitting with some Dutch people when I lived in Malta. We made a whole list of those things. But yeah, long time ago. Not long time ago. Now I'm for 3 years back in Bulgaria. I want to settle over here for good. Bulgaria is, for me, feels more like home than 30 years that I spent in Holland. And I'm very honest about it. The thing is, see, I'm adopted, and I'm not saying this from some sad puppy perspective. I'm saying this, people like me, we never belong to anything or anyone or anybody's traditions. But over here, I feel at home in Bulgaria. A lot of people also ask me, why don't you live in over there and over there? Because I can pretty much live wherever I want. But here, here in Bulgaria. Here I want to live. But I'm already for 1 year in for I think 1.3 years, so 1 year and 3 months in the same Airbnb because I also love the neighborhood over there. I lived pretty much in every neighborhood except Druzhba, but in the rest of the neighborhoods I did live here in Sofia, Bulgaria. Okay, today maybe a little bit boring live stream, but you know what? It's part of life. I'm not. I'm a pretty little bit empty at the moment. And I also don't know about the sound quality. I need to check it. Today I did the first time with my earbuds, and if it works properly, then I can come up with some maybe better angles, put the camera somewhere, and maybe also go to areas that I also really like to train. So, but anyway, let's test if I still. By the way, when I actually stream with my GoPro, I cannot see people that chats. If there would be chats. Oh, later today it's going to rain, but okay, nothing to complain about because oh, okay, I'm gonna close this live stream.